athlete as he was even more special as a person. So we kind of came up with, there wasn't anything for homecoming, and we thought, well, let's talk about, what the MVP of the homecoming game would look like, and, that would be something that we, thought we could do. And so we talked to the administration, and, they were fine with that, and then that's kind of how that rolled. And then we started a golf tournament, and we actually do some scholarships at the end of the year for seniors. They write an essay and et cetera for the scholarship. And, so we've been doing that for 21 years now. So.
Now, do you get to back every year for homecoming? Are you able to make it back every year?
No, I'm not able to make it back every year, but we try to get at least one of our classmates and teammates here every year to get back and be able to give the award away. It's such an honor, and everybody's, super excited about coming back and giving that award away.
And tonight there's at least 3 of you here that graduated with Scott. You, Doug, Steve, and Steve Cochran all graduated with that?
Yep. Yeah, we all graduated in 87, and, all good friends with Scott. And Doug's been very instrumental in the whole process from day one. He's local, so he was able, and Steve, they were local, so they were able to really get the ball rolling.
All right, now tell me one really funny or memorable story you have about Scott Zella. Whether it be on the field or off the field. Give me a good one, Kevin.
Scott was just an amazing human being, and he was funny and smart, but one of the things he actually organized our senior year, he went to Haas's, and he's like, listen, Haas's, could you do something for our team on Thursday night? And it was unofficial. The coaches didn't know anything about it. So he actually worked a deal that we paid X amount of dollars, and every Thursday night we had our unofficial pregame meal at Haas's, which was a great bonding experience and opportunity to just grow and become better teammates.
Now, I'm sure the staff at Haas's was kind of getting nervous when we see the whole football team walking in the door, though.
Yeah, they definitely did, but they actually would put us in a back room, and they were very hospitable to us.
All right, well, Kevin, thank you very much for taking time, and thank you for helping to establish this award and for keeping Scott's memory alive.
Thank you, Jeff. I appreciate it.
All right, guys, back up to you.
All right, we thank you, Jeff, for the interview, and we'll have tonight's recipient of the Scott Zella Memorial Award coming up in our post-game show, after everything concludes here. But as of right now, we are still hearing from the Indiana High Marching Band, doing a fantastic job with their program that we hear on every Friday night with what they do. And their space theme has always been a pretty good, I don't know if that's a space theme or
yeah, it is.
Outer
Fly me
space.
To the moon.
But they do a nice job. And for the Indiana High team, we have a 20-0 deficit here that they have to make up here in the second half. We saw some good things. We're going to come back with our keys to the second half. When we return, our SCG Hobby halftime show rolls on, and we'll get ready to conclude AM 1450 WDAD 100.3 FM and Renda Digital TV back in 60 seconds.
Luxembourg's Jewelers would like to let the community know that due to unfortunate flooding circumstances at their downtown location, they have temporarily moved their inventory to their Indiana Mall store. Elegance and affordability like never before at Luxembourg's overflowing Indiana Mall location. Now is the perfect time to take advantage of Luxembourg's store-wide sale. So if you're looking for breathtaking engagement rings or searching for a stunning Christmas gift, there's no need to wait. Now is the time to visit the store-wide sale at Luxembourg's Jewelers Indiana Mall location.
We love sports, but sometimes they don't love us back. If you've twisted that ankle, wrenched that knee, or banged up that shoulder, IRMC Sports Medicine can help. Concussions, fractures, other musculoskeletal problems, getting you back in the game and improving your performance and health. That's what it's all about. Call 888-452-IRMC. IRMC Sports Medicine in the Human Motion Institute on the IRMC campus.
You've been listening to the SCG Hobby Halftime Report. SCG Hobby with 4 locations. Learn more at scghobby.com.
If you have to message Mark,
sometime this half, we're going to have a t-shirt.
He needs to understand.
It's going to be caused by the cheerleaders.
And we are back here at Andy Kuznetsky Field. 20-0 is the score here with Hampton in the lead. Both teams are back out in the field. Pat, we have some keys to the game, or do you have any keys to the game here for the second half?
Adjustments. Indiana needs to just make something happen on offense. They need to, they're going to get the ball first. Last week they opened the second half with a kickoff return. Maybe that can happen tonight. but they got to possess the football. They've got to get points on this first drive and then cut it to 14 points. And then who knows what happens, Mark.
Other than the last drive, Indiana's offense was 3 and out every single drive, but yet the defense made a couple of big fourth down stops, made 2 back-to-back. Would have kept it at a 14-0 deficit had it not been for the last drive of Hampton in that first half, making it 20-0. But the offense for Indiana did wake up a little bit there at the end of the game, at the end of the half, and was able to move the football effectively. Unfortunately, a couple of penalties and a pass that was really close to being completed would have prevented that from advancing into a touchdown. So we're going to take a quick 30-second timeout, come back with the Grand Beginnings Children's Center kickoff. When we return, 20-0 Hampton with a lead. The second half is underway. Next, when we return, AM 1450 WDAD, 100.3 FM.
The final week of the season, there were some injuries, Joe. Maybe you were even out of that game, Joe. Both Joes, were you out of that game against Ligonier Valley with injuries, Joe?
I played, but in and out.
Yeah. So that was tough, and that was in an absolute monsoon, right?
Yes, it was. It was a rough night, unfortunately, but all in all, good season.
Our Wildcat flashbacks all season long, and they will continue, friends, until the end of the season on our halftime show. Ron Coleman, 10 years. Was a good coach, had a great staff, was really known as a motivator, I think. How do you describe Coach Coleman's style, Joe, and what did he mean as far toward the success of that year's team?
Well, I think 2 things. We were always prepared. We were very well coached in every aspect of the game. And then the other factor, as you mentioned, he knew how to get you to show up every practice and every game.
Did he ever get your attention?
All the time. I think my junior year more than our senior year, and I'll give you a 2 example. Against Pence Manor, we came back, we won that game, they were undefeated, and I remember scoring a touchdown. And I must have did a little more in the end zone than what I was supposed to. And when I came off the field, he was already on the 15-yard line. He was congratulating the lineman. What a job, good job. He stopped me, he says, Joey, that was a great run. But don't ever do that again in the end zone. We win with pride and respect. So he got my attention.
All right, guys, we could talk to you forever. I appreciate you coming up. A lot of fun. I like the fact that Homer Center honors tradition. As you guys know, and I doubt I know you tune in. You watched last week a little bit. You follow the program, and I think Homer Center's had the most success out of any Indiana County school. The 4 District 6 championships, the only Indiana County school ever to make it to a state championship, and you guys were part of the ground work that made it all happen through the years. Just one of the many great teams.
Absolutely. Long history at this school, and very proud to be part of that.
And Joe, Coach Page, 18 years. Coach Coleman, Coach Faust was here a long time. A lot of schools churn coaches. Homer Center's been blessed with some stability, and I think that's been important to the success.
Most definitely. It's the tradition. I mean, people look back, you still remember players before us by their number, who wore that number, and it still goes on to this day. It's just a Wildcat tradition, and once a Wildcat, always a Wildcat.
Yeah, and Joe, I have to say it because we have to get this in just in case there's any relatives on the Supco side watching. You are the one Supco that finished the line for me.
They got his uniform dirty.
I know that line through the years. Ed, if you're watching, take that. I saw cousin Rick Supco in the house. I thought he was going to come up, but he didn't stop up to say hello. Guys, thanks for doing this. Enjoy the rest of your night. If you can get Coach Coleman under wraps down there, Ward's going to come down and get a quick word with the coach. I know that's a little bit difficult for him to navigate the steps. So our SCG Hobby Halftime Show will continue with first half replays when we continue from Memorial Field in Homer City with the score West Shamokin 14, Homer Center 14. You're listening and watching on the IRMC Renda Media Football Network.
SCG Hobby. It's in the name. Sports cards, comics, gaming, and more. Speaking of more, they also have a huge selection of Legos, board games, Dungeons & Dragons, and Warhammer. Whatever you fancy, they've got you covered. Come join the SCG family for fun events and tournaments nightly, including Magic, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, and more. Dive into a world of sports and fantasy at the SCG Hobby nearest you, with locations in Indiana, Latrobe, Altoona, and North Huntington. Find out more by logging into scghobby.com.
When it comes to screen printing and promotional items, nobody does it better than S&S Screen Printing of Indiana. Stop in and check out how S&S Screen Printing can help your business, school, or booster club grow with a full line of apparel and promotional items. Or visit them online and see the full lineup at snsscreenprinting.net. snsscreenprinting.net. Yes, snsscreenprinting.net. S&S Screen Printing, 1200 School Street in Indiana. At S&S Screen Printing, they do it right here.
Renda Digital TV is Indiana County's leading live stream service. Our team of dedicated producers and on-air personalities work hard to bring you network-level event and sports coverage to your fingertips. And if you can't make it, every live stream is archived, so you never miss a minute. And for you IUP football fans, Renda Digital TV is the exclusive home of Hawk Talk, airing every Monday during the season. Subscribe to Renda Digital TV for free today.
Now it's the Homer Center Marching Band performing under the direction of John Stolars. The West Shamokin Band had performed earlier. So let's get to the first half recap. West Shamokin, on their third possession of the game, got on the board first. They started a drive at their own 33-yard line. They were faced with a 3rd down and 7 when their freshman quarterback got them on the board. 3 receivers to the right, and the quarterback keeps it. And Wingard's into secondary, and he's going to take it down the left sideline. 40, 30, 20, 10. Touchdown. The freshman, his second rushing touchdown of the season. And he takes it 64 yards, and the West Shamokin Wolves draw first blood. They lead Homer Center 6-0. Coleman Stockdale's extra point made it 7-0 with 1:13 left in the quarter. That's where we were at heading to the second. Wildcats started a drive late in the first at their own 35-yard line, got a 26-yard run from Carson Arone to the Shamokin 39. They started in West Shamokin territory, a 22-yard run in the second quarter from Carson Arone to the West Shamokin 15. Looked like they were maybe going to sputter, but on a 3rd down and 10, it was the Homer Center young Q going to work. Down to 10 seconds on the play clock. The entire offensive unit came over to the sideline. Ocean Maritita and Riley Kobaugh, receivers to the left, and Arone to pass. Arone fires underneath. Receiver Deegan Fedoric breaks a tackle. Right pylon into the end zone for a touchdown. 15-yard touchdown pass. Carson Arone's 3rd of the season, and for Deegan Fedoric, his 2nd. He had his first at Penn's Manor, and the Wildcats are within a point. It's 7-6. Well done by the sophomore Carson Arone. Brady Fraser's extra point knotted the game up at 7, 37 seconds into the second quarter. West Shamokin, midway through the second, started a drive at their own 41 on a 3rd and 6. 7-yard Cole Wingard run took it to Homer Center's 48-yard line. They got it down to the 31-yard line when the freshman quarterback again called his own number. And Wingard going to keep it. Makes a nice little cut, now bounces it outside to the 20. Runs through another tackle, 10-5, touchdown, 31 yards for the freshman Cole Wingard. And he made a couple of black jerseys look silly and takes it to the house for his 2nd touchdown. He's over 100 yards rushing, and the Wolves have the lead 13-7 with 2:22 left here in the first half. 14-7 after Coleman Stockdale's extra point capped off the 6-play 59-yard drive that took 3:03. 2:22 left. They got an outstanding Stockdale kick, but Braden Dunn took it at the 4-yard line, returned it 41 yards to the 45, and then a couple of big pass plays. Carson Arone to Riley Kobaugh, 28 yards to the West Shamokin 28, and then 25 yards to the West Shamokin 3, where Braden Dunn finished things off, basically what he had started with that kickoff return. Hands it off to Dunn, breaks a tackle, fighting for the goal line, and he's going to be in for a touchdown. That's that determination that Braden Dunn has, and he gets the Wildcats on the board again. They're within a point. It's 14-13 with 41 seconds left. Braden Dunn, it was only 3 yards, but I'm telling you, it was sensational. Brady Fraser's extra point tied up the game at 14 apiece, and that's the way the first half ended. We'll be getting to the stats and more, but we're going to come back with Homer Center former coach Ron Coleman and Ward Hilliard when the SCG Hobby Halftime Show continues, knotted up at 14 apiece on the IRMC Renda Media Football Network.
We're the lifeblood of the community.
It's so much more than just a job.
So good patient care is providing top quality care, but also in a timely fashion.
They don't need to go to Pittsburgh for that. They can stay right here in their backyard.
So when a patient walks into your office, you receive them as your family member.
A patient leaves my office feeling heard.
And the focus truly is on what will get us our best patient outcome.
The Grayston Coral Sportsman's Club continues to soar to new heights. Voted Best Social Club and Best Sportsman's Club in Indiana County 2024. The club is proud of their newly remodeled bar area and is excited about the new air purification system that has been installed, the same technology that area casinos use. New large screen TVs, flooring, skills games, and more. Pizza nights every Thursday and Friday during Wildcat season. The Grayston Coral Sportsman's Club. Go! Let's go!
14-14. Ron Coleman, former coach of the Wildcats, 69-79. He's down on the field with Ward Hilliard as we honor the 50th anniversary of the 1974 team. Ward, we're going to send it down to you.
Nothing. I got to go.
Well, thanks, Mark. I got Coach Coleman here, and he's been on the air more than Art Linklater here. We've had him every week, and you're going to keep going through this season. But, this is getting to be a habit. This is the second time you've done this. It's going to get pretty much routine for you.
Yeah, we're just going to do this every couple of years, regardless of who it is.
Well, you get a great turnout. That's good for me seeing these guys. I remember them when they played. The thing that's toughest for me is that they're in their late 60s. I thought,
Oh, you and I aren't getting any older.
No, they're getting older, but I don't.
We're good.
I look fine. It's got to be fun to see all of these guys together again.
It's absolutely terrific. I was looking forward to it. We had a really terrific night last night. We got to meet the players earlier in the afternoon. And then we had a little social hour later, and we're going to kind of do the same thing this evening. So we'll be telling a lot of tall tales, I guess.
Well, these guys behind me were real big parts of that team, and it's good to see them here. How did the team react, the current team, to you guys being in there?
I don't. That's a really good question. Afterwards, I thought about it, and I said to myself, and again, you have to be in the mind, I guess, of a 17-year-old.